Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling plant-based diets. They seem to be everywhere, right?
Absolutely everywhere, but there's still, a bit of confusion surrounding them.
Exactly. You see people making the switch. Maybe you're curious yourself or just, trying to figure out what's what. So our goal here is to cut through some of that noise, give you a clearer picture based on what we've gathered from health discussions and research.
Yeah, we want to separate the myths from the facts. Plant-based eating has gone mainstream, which is great, but it also means a lot of different opinions flying around.
So we're here to help you navigate that, get you the essentials.
Precisely. The distilled knowledge, if you will.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the basics. What is a plant-based diet, really? It sounds simple, but it seems like there's more to it.
That's a good place to start. Fundamentally, it's about centering your diet around whole plant foods. Fruits, vegetables, legumes, that's beans, lentils, nuts, seeds, whole grains.
Yeah.
But the key thing, and this surprises some people, is it doesn't always mean strictly vegetarian or vegan.
Right. I've heard plant-forward used, too.
Exactly. Plant-forward captures it well. Plants are the star of the show, the main focus.
So it's more of a spectrum, then. Like, you have vegetarians, no meat, but maybe dairy and eggs are okay.
And then vegans, who avoid all animal products entirely.
And then flexitarians, the ones who are mostly plant-based but might have meat or fish sometimes.
Spot on. And we should also mention the whole food plant-based approach, or WFTB.
Okay, what's the distinction there?
WFPB focuses not just on plants, but on whole, minimally processed plants. So think choosing brown rice over white rice, or an orange instead of orange juice.
Got it. Minimally processed.
Yeah. And having this whole range is important, I think. It shows there's flexibility. You don't have to fit into one strict box.
That definitely makes it feel less daunting. Okay, let's dive into some common concerns. Number one, protein. I hear this constantly. No meat. How do you get enough protein?
Oh, yeah, the protein question is probably the most frequent one. And it really taps into some ingrained ideas about food.
Sure.
But the reality, backed by plenty of evidence, is that you absolutely can get sufficient protein from plants. Lots of plant foods are really protein-rich.
Like what specifically?
Well, take lentils. A single cup of cooked lentils gives you around 18 grams of protein. That's quite a bit.
Wow, 18 grams. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah. And then you've got chickpeas, tofu, edamame, quinoa, nuts, seeds. They all contribute significantly.
So it's less about a lack of protein sources and more about knowing which plants have it.
Exactly. And also about eating a good variety. Different plants have different amino acid profiles. Those are the building blocks of protein.
Right.
While maybe one single plant food doesn't have all the essential ones in perfect amounts, if you eat a diverse range throughout the day, you cover all your bases. No problem.
Okay, that clears that up. Myth number two, it's just too expensive. People picture fancy organic everything.
The cost barrier. That's another common one. But actually, if you look at the staples of many plant-based diets.
Like beans and rice.
Exactly. Dried beans, lentils, rice, oats, seasonal vegetables. These are often some of the most affordable foods you can buy.
True. A big pot of dal or bean chili can go a long way.
Absolutely. Super nutritious and really kind to your wallet. Often you save money by not buying the more expensive meat products.
That makes sense. And cooking at home helps there too, I imagine.
Definitely. More home cooking with these basic ingredients gives you way more control over your spending.
Okay, let's tackle nutrient deficiencies. That's another worry. Will you miss out on key vitamins or minerals if you cut out animal products?
Well, it's interesting because most nutrients are actually abundant in plants, but there are a few specific ones that need a bit more attention if you're eating plant-based.
So does chef.
Vitamin B12 is the main one. It's mostly found in animal products, so that's something to be aware of. Iron and omega-3 fatty acids are also worth keeping an eye on.
So not necessarily a deficiency waiting to happen, but something you need to actively plan for.
Precisely. You need to be informed. For B12, fortified foods are great tops. Faint plant milks, some cereals, nutritional yeast, or a supplement is often a good idea.
Okay.
For iron, load up on leafy greens, lentils, fortified grains. And here's a tip. Pair them with vitamin C sources, like oranges or peppers, because that boosts absorption.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. And for omega-3s, things like flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts are good plant sources.
Yeah.
Or an algae-based supplement works too. It's about smart choices, not an inherent flaw in the diet.
Got it. What about the idea that it's just too restrictive, that you'll constantly be saying no to things?
I actually think it could be the opposite. It could be incredibly unrestrictive.
How so?
Think about it. You start exploring global cuisines that are naturally plant-heavy. Indian food, Mediterranean, lots of Asian dishes. It opens up this huge world of flavors and ingredients.
So rather than taking away, you're adding new things to your repertoire.
Exactly. It's a chance to get creative, try new spices, discover foods you might never have eaten otherwise. It can be really exciting.
Okay, and one more myth, or maybe just a very persistent belief. You need dairy for strong bones. Calcium, right.
Ah, yes, the calcium-dairy connection. It's been marketed very effectively for decades.
Definitely.
But while dairy is a source of calcium, it's absolutely not the only source, and it's not essential for bone health.
So where do you get calcium on a plant-based diet?
Plenty of places. Leafy greens like kale and collards are good. Fortified plant milks often have as much calcium as dairy milk, sometimes more. Tofu, made with calcium sulfate, almonds, sesame seeds. Lots of options.
Okay, so plant-based calcium is definitely a thing.
Absolutely. And remember, bone health isn't just about calcium. Vitamin D is crucial, so is weight-bearing exercise. That applies no matter what you eat.
Right. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Why do people actually choose this way of eating? It seems like it's often about more than just food.
It really is multifaceted. For many, health is the big driver. There's a lot of compelling research linking plant-based diets to lower risks of major diseases.
Like heart disease, diabetes.
Exactly. Heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, even certain types of cancer. The potential health upsides are significant.
Okay, what else?
Then there's the environmental aspect. This is huge for a growing number of people. Generally speaking, plant-based foods require fewer resources, less land, less water, and have a smaller carbon footprint compared to animal agriculture.
That makes sense. Sustainability is a big motivator.
Definitely. And ethical concerns about animal welfare are also a primary reason for many. Plus, sometimes it aligns with religious or cultural values.
So health, environment, ethics, culture, quite a range.
It really is. And underpinning all that, there's mounting evidence suggesting plant-based diets are linked to living longer and just having better overall well-being.
Fascinating. You mentioned the science behind the health benefits. Can we dig into that a little more? What does the research actually show?
Sure. If you look at the studies, especially large, long-term ones, the findings are pretty consistent. Plant-based diets tend to be high in fiber and lower in saturated fat and cholesterol.
Which helps with things like cholesterol levels.
Precisely. They're shown to effectively lower LDL, the bad cholesterol, and also help reduce blood pressure, both major risk factors for heart disease.
Okay.
We also see improvements in blood sugar control, which is key for diabetes prevention and management. Plus, links to healthier body weight and reduced chronic inflammation.
And you mentioned fiber earlier. That's big for gut health.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All that fiber from whole plant foods feeds your gut microbiome, promoting diversity. And we're learning just how crucial a healthy gut is for, well, everything, digestion, immunity, even mood.
It's amazing how connected it all is.
It really is. And, on a global scale, there was that major study in The Lancet suggesting that if the world shifted towards more plant-based eating, it could prevent millions of premature deaths annually.
Millions. That's staggering. It really puts the potential impact into perspective.
It does. It highlights how individual choices can collectively have a massive effect.
Okay, so if someone listening is thinking, all right, I'm interested, maybe I want to try this, but feels a bit, overwhelmed, what are some simple first steps?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a giant leap overnight. Small steps are key. Maybe just start with one plant-based meal a day.
Like breakfast or lunch.
Exactly. Overnight oats, a smoothie, a big salad, a bean burrito.
Yeah.
Something manageable. Or try meatless Mondays. Just one day a week without meat. It's a popular starting point for a reason.
That sounds doable.
Another easy win is just bulking up meals you already make with plants. Add beans or lentils to your soup or pasta sauce. Toss extra veggies into a stir fry.
Sneak them in?
Kinda. And swapping dairy milk for a plant-based milk, almond, oat, soy, whatever you like in coffee or cereal, is usually a pretty easy switch.
Okay.
Cooking more at home, as we said, helps control ingredients and reduce processed stuff. And really important, learn to use herbs and spices. They make plant-based food delicious. Lemon juice, garlic, onion. Flavor is key.
Good.
And honestly, the main thing is progress, not perfection. Don't beat yourself up if it's not perfect right away. Every little bit counts.
That's really crucial advice, I think, making it feel achievable. Now, on the flip side, are there any potential pitfalls, things to watch out for when shifting towards plant-based?
Yes, Definitely some things to be mindful of. It's not automatically a magic bullet. One big one is falling into the trap of processed vegan junk food.
Like vegan cookies, chips, fake meat.
Exactly. Just because it's vegan doesn't mean it's healthy. You still need to read labels and look out for high amounts of sugar, salt, unhealthy fats, and just general lack of nutrients.
Right. Focus on whole foods as much as possible.
That's the goal. Also, ensure variety. Don't just eat the same 3 things every day. You need that range for all the different nutrients.
And remembering those key nutrients we talked about, B12, iron, omega-3s.
Definitely keep those on your radar. And maybe a broader point, try to keep the focus on overall health and your personal values, not just on, say, weight loss. It makes it more sustainable long term.
Good perspective. So always check the labels, focus on whole foods, get variety, and be mindful of key nutrients.
That sums it up pretty well.
Okay, to make this super practical, could you maybe paint a picture of a balanced plant-based meal, perhaps using Indian cuisine as an example, since it came up in our sources?
Sure. A really balanced, satisfying Indian plant-based plate could look something like this. You'd have a whole grain, maybe some brown rice or a millet like bajra or raigi.
Okay, your carb base.
Yep. Then your protein, perhaps a nice moong dal, which is a lentil soup, or maybe some rajma, kidney bean curry.
Delicious.
Then load up on colorful veggies with a mixed vegetable, sabzi, cooked seasonal vegetable. Add some healthy fat, maybe a sprinkle of peanuts or a little sesame oil.
Nice.
And maybe a little bit of fermented food for gut health, like a small portion of homemade pickle or even a plant-based yogurt. And don't forget hydration water or maybe some buttermilk or coconut water.
That sounds fantastic. Really well-rounded, familiar, and packed with good stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It shows how you can build these balanced, nutrient-rich meals using ingredients common in many food cultures. It's not about weird, exotic foods necessarily.
So bringing this all together, what's the main takeaway you want people to leave with after this deep dive?
I think the core message is that plant-based eating is a conscious lifestyle choice. It's got history, it's got science behind it, and for many, it's rooted in compassion.
And it's achievable.
Totally achievable. You don't need a massive overhaul overnight. Small changes done consistently can add up to really significant benefits for your health and maybe for the planet too.
Yeah.
And try shifting your mindset. Instead of focusing on what you might be excluding, think about all the vibrant, delicious, nourishing foods you're adding.
That's a great way to frame it. Okay, so just to quickly recap our discussion, plant-based diets offer a lot of potential pluses. They're way more flexible than many assume, and getting started doesn't have to be overwhelming.
Right.
We really hope you listening will mull over what we've talked about. Maybe consider incorporating just a few more plant foods into your routine. Even small steps count.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Consider how making more plant-forward choices might ripple outwards. How could it impact not just your own well-being, but also contribute, even in a small way, to a bigger picture of environmental health and compassion? Something to think about.